Hello everyone. With this video, I'd like to cover the use of Microsoft Teams for remote or hybrid lessons. So when you join a meeting, either through the link that you may have created on Moodle, which was covered in another video, so you can see my link in one of my classes to join a Teams meeting, or whether you're doing it directly from Microsoft Teams itself, what you'll see when you join a meeting is this initial screen, which has a few settings that I'd like to cover for today. Now, first of all, this is your video setting. You can turn this on and off, and that'll just be your webcam. The other setting is the microphone, where you can turn it on and off. Of course, if you're giving a lesson to your class, you probably want to make sure that this is on. Okay, but don't worry about it too much, because these settings are also available inside of the meeting itself. Okay, other settings that are useful, if you click on this cog right here, are the audio and video settings. Often you don't have to worry about these settings, but there are some cases where professors run into problems where students can't hear them, the microphone is not working, the audio is not working. And if that's the case, this is the place that you want to go to and start checking things out. Okay, so under these settings, you'll see that there are various options to choose from, and usually by default they've been set up by the IT to work properly. But if something's not working, take a look at these. And sometimes there's more than one option under here that you can try. Okay. In terms of audio, one of the common problems is the audio starts coming out of the projector, because not only do you have speakers in your classroom, but there's also a speaker inside the projector that's inside the classroom. So if you see a setting selected here, it's usually Epson is usually the projector in the classes. So if you see that the audio is coming from Epson or something like that, it may be that someone has changed it so that the audio is running through the projector, and you may want to change that. Okay. Same with your microphone. I believe that most microphones inside the classrooms are Logitech Brio, so make sure you check that. Mine's Realtek. Usually Realtek is the one that's inside Dell computers, so right now I'm using the microphone in my laptop. Okay, but most classrooms are equipped with the Logitech Brio, so make sure to check that out as well too. Same with your webcam. Okay, so my webcam is right on my laptop, so that's why it says integrated webcam. But again, many of the classrooms are equipped with the Logitech Brio webcam, so make sure you are familiar with that. Okay, so again, very often you don't have to mess around with these. This is kind of in case you can't get things working. This is one of the places that you can check out to see if everything's in order. Okay, so usually things are all right. I can join the meeting. Okay, and once inside the meeting, as you can see, again, I have the options to toggle on and off the webcam and on and off the microphone, which I won't do because you won't be able to hear. Okay, so when you're in here, probably one of the most common things that you're going to do is you're going to share content. So meaning, you're going to share your desktop. If you have a PowerPoint slideshow, you want to click that, and you want to share your screen. Okay. So the differences between this, if you share your screen, it means that the students will see that your entire computer screen. Now I've got two screens. I use two monitors, so you can see that I have two, but usually you'll just have one. Okay. Otherwise, you can just share a specific window. So if you have an application that's open like PowerPoint or Excel, that will come up in here where you can share your Excel window, or you can share your PowerPoint window. There's also the option of a whiteboard if you want to do some writing, but it is pretty crude. You have to kind of do writing with your mouse, which isn't always the easiest thing. So once you do share a screen or window. To stop sharing, it's just simply clicking that same button again. Okay. Now, there might be cases where you want students to also share their content. Okay, and they can do so exactly the same way with their meeting window. They can just go to this icon right here. Sometimes they don't know where it is. The easiest way that I usually tell them is it's the button, the box with the arrow next to the microphone icon, and usually they get that. Okay, but there is a setting that is required in order for your students to be able to share. Okay, so in order to get to those settings, you need to click on the three dots here. When you click on the three dots, you need to go to the meeting options. Okay, and once the meeting options appear, you can see that, where is it? Who can present? There it is. And here it's everyone. So in my case, this has been set up where everybody in this meeting can present. Often by default, it's set to only me, so that only the teacher will be able to share content. But you want to click that one on. Okay, and then make sure you click Save when you've changed any of these settings. Now, you may have a lesson where you might want to share a video. So you might want to play a video and you want your students to watch that video. Now, there's an important setting that you should know about because if you don't use that setting, your students will not be able to hear the audio of that video. Okay, so let's get our meeting options and let's look at the share content again. And you can see here, when you're sharing content, there's an option, include computer sound. Okay, so obviously when you're playing a video, that video will be playing sound from your computer. And if that's not clicked on, students don't hear the sound from that video. So if you are sharing a video, if you're playing a video for your class to see, make sure that this option is clicked on. Okay. And lastly, many of us want to record our lessons for any students that were absent, or just for future reference, which students sometimes appreciate having your lesson recorded so that they can review it at a later time. Maybe they've missed something and want to go over something again. This is not mandatory, but many people like to do it. So if you want to record your lesson, just simply, again, the three dots and go to where it says start recording. Okay, I'm not going to actually click it, but it just basically does that. You click it, it starts recording your meeting, and at the end of your lesson, you can go back here and it will say stop recording, and you can click that again. And don't worry if you forget to stop your recording, because once you leave the meeting, then it will automatically stop the recording for you and save it. Okay, so let's leave there. And once you've left your meeting, the recording will look something like this. Here's an example of one. Here we go, something like this. Meeting ended, and it'll have your recording, which your students can access from the chat in Teams. So the chat in Teams, you can see the name of your class, and the recording will be there so that students can access it.